Welcome to the Unlock Your Potential podcast, where we discuss ways to be successful and overcome the obstacles that get in the way of us getting there. Today, I want to talk about gratitude and how gratitude can be used as a tool to become successful, but also to be happy, fulfilled, to attract abundance. A lot of the times people don't realize how powerful gratitude is, and that's because they don't practice it. So sometimes I've heard this also before when somebody says, I am grateful, but things, good things aren't happening. Or I say every morning that I'm grateful for something. Whereas words are powerful. So an affirmation, if you say it over and over and over again, is powerful, but it's way more powerful when you start to believe it. So basically you start attaching feeling to it, to what you're thankful for. So when you're thankful for something, and do it right now, just think about something that you're really thankful for and you feel it. Like there's almost like a spark that happens when you actually feel it, like that emotion is attached to it. If something that you're truly thankful for, there's emotion attached to it, and that is the part inside that starts changing rewiring your brain to actually start seeing things differently. So when you're in that state of gratitude, even if it's just for a few seconds when you're saying it, even if right now when I said, think of something that you're really grateful for, truly grateful for, and feel it, like the difference from a few minutes ago when you weren't feeling that to when you were feeling that, that is the power point of being grateful. What it does is it elevates you to a different state of not only thinking but being. So when you're in that gratitude state, it literally lifts you up to a different level of existence. So that path right there is where all things amazing live. That feeling that you have when you feel really grateful for something or someone, that is the point that you need to be at and stay at. Try to be there consistently, because you will be there, and when you're there you see things so differently. It's like a whole new world opens up when you start to really feel this way more often. You start seeing more things to be grateful for. You start seeing more people to be grateful for, because they live there. They're in that nice, abundant, happy, grateful state of existence. And you, as soon as you start feeling that, strong emotion that comes with being thankful and grateful, truly grateful for something, then you rise there too. And you're there too, and you can see things differently. So the opposite of that is, let's say somebody who's always complaining or, always in self-pity mode. And self-pity mode is probably the quickest way to, go for your life to go downhill, because you take away all your personal power. So, why me? Why is this happening to me? Or my life sucks. Oh, this, I'm never going to have enough money. That's for them. I've heard people, they're lucky, or they were born that way. That immediately is saying to yourself, I'm not grateful for anything. I can see that for me, there's nothing to be grateful for. So automatically you're already in this very low, what I call low level of existence, where you yourself have told yourself that you're going to live in this place where nothing good happens to you. And if you keep telling yourself that, and I'm sure there's emotion attached to it where you're like, my life sucks, this is depressing, nothing good ever happens to me. Do you think there's any way for you to rise to that other level of gratitude? If you just keep staying there, and telling yourself over and over and over again that nothing good ever happens to you and there's nothing to be grateful for. So, there's a big difference in looking around, even within yourself, and saying, I'm really grateful for, whatever it is that you're grateful for. And then feeling that, once you start feeling that, it starts to create this whole succession of events within yourself. Whereas now, instead of, saying that, nothing good happens to me, now you can see, good things do happen. Because even if, for example, you are complaining about something that you might have every right to complain about at that particular moment, there is something still that you can actually look at, even in that very moment, and be grateful for. Sometimes when I'm starting to work with people and they're like, I don't really know anything that I can be grateful for. I mean, you can be grateful for being alive. You know, you can be grateful for the people around you. You can be grateful for being healthy. You can be grateful for waking up today. You know, you can be grateful for having your eyesight, for having your ears. You know, I literally do. I'm grateful for my organs. And people are like, okay, like, how do you do that? I'm like, I literally talk to my body all the time. I'm like, thank you. Especially sometimes when I might eat too much pizza or something. And then I'm like, I probably shouldn't have done that. And I actually talk to my body. Thank you for digesting my food. Like, that's literally something I do because I am thankful. I'm very thankful that my organs are still, very fully functioning. And these are things that I'm thankful for. And if you are alive, there's a lot that you can be thankful for, right? So initially, when you're first starting, your gratitude journey, you might be like, I don't really know what to be thankful for. So you can start there, be thankful for, the way that your body works. Be thankful that you can walk, be thankful for things that other people may not have, be thankful that you're eating, and these are things that, slowly but surely, everything that you're thankful for, you will start to notice how much more comes to you after that point, because nothing ever comes when you're in a bubble of self-pity or when you're in a bubble of complaining. You will stay in that bubble. It's when you start looking up and saying, you know what, there is things for me to be grateful for. Yes, that happened and I didn't like that. And yes, it did hurt me or it did affect me. But I'm going to focus on what I do have. I'm going to focus on what I can change. I'm going to focus on the things that, make me happy at this particular moment. And like I said earlier, that's when you rise to that level of existence where now you can see everything else that lives there. So the more grateful you are, the more you'll get to live in that happy place, the more you get to see more things to be grateful for, the more people you'll meet that are on that same wavelength, and the easier things will come to you. If you are in this bottom, state of existence that are always complaining, it's going to be very, very, very difficult. If you only occasionally are grateful, you might come up for a second and then, climb back down because you might, fall right back into self-pity. But when you always, every single day, find something to truly be grateful for and you feel it and you have that emotion attached to it over and over and over and over and over again, you go there and you go there and you stay there. And eventually it becomes a part of your life and it becomes a part of who you are. And complaining doesn't even cross your mind anymore. And you see more and more and more and more things to be grateful for. It's almost a magical transformation when you go from, a state of lack to, or lack of gratitude to a state of gratitude and abundance. Gratitude literally changes your life. It's not just a saying. It's not just, something that sounds nice. It does change your life. Like, I've felt it myself, when, like, I can't say I was a complainer all the time, but I really, really did believe at one point that, having abundance and having success and having, any type of money besides what we needed, like, there was a cutoff point somehow in my brain. Okay, we have enough. This is like, we have just as much as we need, which meant we had food, there was, we had a roof, we had clothing. Like, so I was like, okay, and then my belief system was, as long as we have enough, then I know everything's okay. And that is a really good belief system. I mean, at the time I was very thankful, but one day I said, you know what, I don't want to just, live, from paycheck to paycheck, and I don't want to just only have what we need, because then we'd never have the, any wants or any fun, any fun times, or like, can't afford that. So I felt like I was only worthy of getting what we needed. And I ended up at that time being, that's when I started my gratitude journey, just being extremely, extremely, extremely grateful every single day. For always having what we needed. And I would get in my car, even if I was dropping off my children or after I dropped them off, and I would just say thank you. Like, I'm really thankful. I'm really thankful that we're always taken care of. I'm really thankful that no matter what, there's always a way. I'm really thankful. And it was such an emotional process for me because I really was thankful. And then I started thinking, I was like, I've always had, what we needed, even when I didn't know how I was going to get it. But I mean, that's because I was grateful. Like, I knew that we were only going to have what we needed, but at least we were going to have that. So it always happened. But when I started being grateful for it, more opened up. So the more grateful that I became, the more I started noticing different opportunities. I'm like, okay, that wasn't there before. You know what? It was there all along. I just didn't see it, or I hadn't given it the chance because me, focusing on everything that I was doing, and, it was a bit stressful to make sure everything was together, and I didn't know how I was going to do this and do that and do that. But again, I would always come back to, we always had enough. I didn't see the opportunities for more because in my brain, in my mind, I didn't really see that as a possibility, and I didn't really see that as something that maybe I deserved at the time. So when I started being more grateful for everything that I had and everything that happened, more started coming. More, people started just coming on my path, and to the point where now, and it's been years now, I'm like I wake up every morning and I just give thanks. That's the first thing I do. Give thanks. I'm in the car, I give thanks. Sometimes if I'm feeling like really out of whack, I'll put on a song that reminds me to be thankful because I know it's going to put me right there. Or I'll read something. It's like, this is my go-to every day. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. But it's to the point where I know when I'm in that state of gratitude and I'm like, okay, so what do I need? I need to meet somebody with these type of skills, and, I know what'll happen. My, what we call manifestation, it's just really natural, but it's because I'm there. And I know that if I'm in this grateful place, it will happen. It will happen because everything I need and everything I need to grow and develop to my highest potential will be there too, right? Because when I was down here, maybe in like a state of worry or lack or concern, that wasn't going to happen. So even though me at the time, okay, I want this to happen, but I wasn't in a state of gratitude. So it was just like a dream that just felt like very impossible for me. Now that I'm always grateful, and that's the first and foremost thing that I do with myself, and that's, helping other people to see how powerful gratitude is. That's when everything changed, and the more that I did it, the more it became a natural just state of existence for me. Then now it's just, things just flow, and I trust. There's a huge amount of trust that comes with being grateful because everything that you need and want will come to you, right? And it does, and it's such a beautiful state of existence because no matter what happens, you're good. Like, you stay in that good, positive place. Of course, some things are going to happen, you're not going to be happy, but it's not like I'm sitting here in, bliss, la la land every day. Like, things happen in life, it's life. But the gratitude that comes with me, the gratitude that I have, that in any situation, I see, okay, well, what's the lesson? This is something I need to learn here. Okay, and then I can right away turn around something that, maybe would have really affected and maybe even destroy certain aspects of my life before, that I can say, okay, there's something I need to learn from here, and I'm really thankful for that lesson. And then right away, everything opens up from what could potentially have been, a downward spiral. So what I'm saying is gratitude is one of the most powerful ways that you can change your life and reach your success and, reach your goals, because it brings you all of the good, positive, and necessary things that you need in a very streamlined fashion. Instead of it feeling like it's this thing that you're never going to attain, it becomes doable, and you see it in front of you, and you see the more the more grateful you are, how all of these doors open that were there before, but you just didn't see them. And the more grateful that you are, the more you go through those doors, and the more doors open up after that. So if you haven't started your gratitude journey, as far as it being like a conscious daily thing that you do as natural as breathing, I really, really encourage you to do that. It's like I said, even if you don't know what to start to be grateful for, you can start to be grateful just for the things that are just clear to you like now, or tangible to you now. And even just, I'm thankful for being alive, or I'm thankful for my children. There's things for you to be thankful for. Trust me. Okay. If you're listening to this, be thankful for your ears. If you're, watching this, be thankful for your eyes. Like, there's always something to be thankful for. So, that's how you can start, but then really focus on the feeling, because the feeling is the magic. The feeling is what activates it, right? So the words with the true feeling of gratitude lifts you there. And then, sit there for a minute, like feel what the difference is. Because when you're not grateful, or when you're complaining about something, and then when you go from that to being grateful and feeling that, there's a huge shift within in a matter of seconds. So imagine what would happen if you did that over and over and over and over and over again every single day. Your whole life will change. Okay, so that's what I wanted to discuss about gratitude today. Tune in next week and we will talk about another topic relating to reaching our highest potential.